feel like I'm a pimp. I'm a don, I'm a young Mac. I might snatch a young bitch heart. I might never ever give it back. I might sell a nigga brick of threats before I ever tell him that I rap. Security pat me down, I still snug my Glock in this bitch. Old lame man nigga left his Glock in his whip. I'm searching for the syrup, man, I need some walk for me to sip. Serving rock in it, bitch. Make it lock with it wrist. Make it lock with it wrist. Serving rock like I'm Chris. Made a twat, he a bitch. She a op, fuck his bitch. On the block with them sticks. Pop your top like John Wick. Let her watch. Why she so thick? She a nasty, nasty bitch. And we smoking crumble with exotic. And I don't wanna fuck like she a busy body. And every time I'm around the hoe, I get her riding. That little pussy be so wet, she always soak up my bed. We keep them choppers on choppers, money and power. Hit that boy with the hit stick, made him holler. 20 band bustin' up my band, got your bitch wanna fuck a young nigga, but she can't get a dollar. I ain't no regular nigga, might pull up and circle some bricks of the Chevy Impala. This ain't no regular gas, you smoking on heat at one time, make it hard for the swallow. Roll my back with it, I mix it with crumble. Came from nothing, so fuck being humble. Run his ass down, but not trip, but not stumble. Hand me the stick, I'ma do all the honors. I know they can't last a day in the jungle. Shots from the K to the face, put them under. Spin on your block, then we skate in the tundra. Real brick nigga like to play with the bundles. Security pat me down, I still snug my Glock in this bitch. Old lame man nigga left his Glock in it whip. I'm searching for the syrup, man, I need some walk for me to sip. Serving rock in it, bitch. Make it lock with it wrist. Make it lock with it wrist. Serving rock like I'm Chris. Made a twat, he a bitch. He a op, fuck his bitch. On the block with them sticks. Pop your top like John Wick. Let her watch. Why she so thick? She a nasty, nasty bitch. And we smoking crumble with exotic. And I don't wanna fuck like she a busy body. Smoking crumble with exotic. And I don't wanna fuck like she a busy body.
Take him to church. Done it all. Touched it all. I done done it all. Oh, I done done it all. Done it all. I put that on my wood, yeah. I grip it on my wood, yeah. I done done it all. Done it all. He's I put that on my wood, yeah. I grip it on my wood. Let's go. Big faces, tight laces, it's paper I'm chasing. Large cases, I'm racing. No time for wasting. Plenty hate and conversation when you making a statement. I'd rather show, not tell, instead of waiting on placement. Took the bull by the horns, why you hate me for that? Had more niggas on my side when I was out selling crack. Taking penitentiary chances, yeah, my pockets were fat. My fam depending on me, I had to stop doing that. I'm trying to make my mama proud and enjoy my life. So much wrong I done done, I'm about to bust me a right. And I don't care who down or who knock my moves, cause on the cool, y'all fools want me to lose. You rather be in my shoes instead of rocking your own. I wish that all these fake niggas would just leave me alone and go on and find yourself a new motivator. I'm sick and tired of these marks and these bitch ass haters. The same, some trill, some real, some straight up lame. I don't knock now, nigga, nah, that just ain't me. When you a player from the start, that's the way it should be. I tell them get money, nigga, cause I'ma get mine. And if you see me at the club, I don't stand in no lines. A lot of boys clout chasing, pretending they own, like they never had shit, living words of a song. I'm in the zone, I'm staying on my trill campaign. You was a G like me, you would be doing the same. Get your mind on your money, homie, really get on it. Stop acting like a bitch, or you a man or a woman. Some niggas phony, man, I don't fuck with them dudes. Niggas love playing victim, they hustling to lose. Nigga, I spit it high, go, irrevocable truth. I keep it trill in the streets and 2 trill in the booth. Yeah. ass shit. And still to this day, you like it when I call you bitch. You like it when I bend your ass over and I fuck it. I love it when you gon' take control and you suck.
We stayed at the Beverly Hills Hotel, so Wycliffe, I think it's Wycliffe John, he came out of the hotel, and Pimp C looked at me and said, "Ain't that a bitch?" He said, "Man, we stayed in the same hotel as Wycliffe John. We made it, kid." You know, it was funny, man. It was just that kind of stuff, man. And so Pimp was ordered all the food. He said, "Kid, order all the food." So we just trying to eat into that jive budget, right? We was spending all their money. It was funny, man. It was like, you know, we was hustling the record label, so that was a fun time. And matter of fact, the last time I talked to him, he was in that same hotel. He went in that same hotel. He was in LA, and he told me, he said, "Kid, man, I'm sorry for being so tardy," because we had that talk for like about 2 weeks. And he said, "Man, I'm sorry for being tardy because we ain't talked in a while." And then, you know, a few days later, you know, I heard some unfortunate information.
Dallas to PA already. So everybody always talk about the differences between, you know, that there's a difference between Pimp C and Chad, right? So we're gonna talk about, you know, and I don't want everybody to think that it was just always drama filled around Chad. So let's talk about a good story. You know, he just say he want me to give one of those good feel good stories.
You already know what to do. Action.
Hi guys, I hope you're enjoying my OnlyFans.
I'm sure they are. Okay, spread it.
Like
Spread
this, Daddy?
it. Oh yeah, like that. Now bounce it.
Like that?
Oh yeah, bounce it. Bounce it, baby. Cut.
What's wrong?
I'm about to have to sample that shit.
Yeah, yo. Say, man, it's the voice that get the girls' panties moist. What it is, man, I'm back at you. Your player partner, Hazel Lee, man. We about to chop some game tonight, and I want to get your thoughts on this. But let me first of all ask you to go to trillgear.biz or inbox me on Instagram and pick up an item from the website, especially that beautiful Pimp C shirt, R.I.P. Pimp C, Free Young Pimp. You'll have to excuse me, I'm a little bit under the weather. I've been going hard every day. I'm just a little worn down. Just a little bit. No big deal, though. But we're not here to talk about that, man. We're here to talk about Snoop Doggy Dogg and Tupac. But before we get off into that, let me recognize the folks that showed up so we could chop this good game. It looked like early in the game, Jesus Trevino was in here doing a mighty fine job. Appreciate that, man. Draymond Spradley, what it is, homie. James Wilson, what's the business? Zay Sanchez, I got a job for you. I want you to do me a favor. I'll tell you about it a little later. Yeah. And that's about all the names I see right now. Where's all the new people that can join this channel? Well, I won't say join. I say subscribe. Why did you push that button? You know what I mean? You push that button, you need to start hitting that alert so you can come through and check out these lives. I ain't telling you you got to. I'm just telling you you ought to. You know what I mean? I ain't telling you you got to. I'm just telling you you ought to. And all the people on Facebook that see the videos popping up but trying to ignore them, I'm gonna just tell you like this right here. We going to the top anyway. This channel is getting hundreds of thousands of views every month. We going to the top anyway. as I sit here and eat this fruit, I'd like to give you an update. Just know that I'm doing really well. Just know that I'm doing really, really, really well. I'm doing better than I've ever done before in a mighty long time. And I don't mean that just on no finance or anything like that. I mean that from the perspective of every angle. Spirituality. That damn strawberry, boy. That strawberry good in the mug. So, health-wise, spirituality, focus, strength, nutrition, activity, just everything you can name. I'm on all cylinders. I'm on all cylinders. Right now I'm consuming blackberries and blueberries and strawberries and grapes. Feeling great. And the good thing about this is, I hope that you are too. So, we'll get to the subject. I've been seeing videos lately of Snoop Dogg speaking out against some of the moves that Tupac was making and how he felt about that. I respect the fact that it took him a while before he spoke on a lot of that stuff. You know, Snoop Dogg is a major star himself. And so he didn't clout chase on Pac name. First of all, let me ask you this. If you had to choose which artist you was the bigger fan of, put it in the chat. Would it be Pac or would it be Snoop? If you had to choose which one you was the bigger fan of, if you only could choose one, let me know in the chat who would it be. I got my personal favorite, but I want to see who is y'all personal favorite. If you had to make a choice, let's see who we gonna get. Yeah, I got me a dope little fruit basket right now. What I would have to say for me, I would have to agree. James Wilson, I would have to agree. Jesus Trevino say, love both, but gotta go with Pop. I would agree. I would agree. Pop was the most entertaining. Snoop was laid back, cool, and he was jamming. But you never knew what was gonna be happening with Pop. If you were fortunate to be a young adult during his time, he was like one of the most sporadic artists that ever came across the board that I knew of. He had a cult-like following. He had a cult-like following. If he got a tattoo, almost everybody who followed him when he got that same tattoo. When he put Thug Life across his stomach, everybody and their uncle when got a tattoo on their belly. It may have even said Thug Life. Or they put their favorite phrase across their belly. I too was a participant of that. I put Texas Assassin across my belly. That was my rap name at the time. Texas Assassin. Now that was a crazy story behind my tattoo. Because me or the tattoo artist, unfortunately, did not know how to spell assassin. That ain't the time to be misspelling words. You know what I mean? When you putting it in your skin in ink, that is not the time to be misspelling words. But that's either here nor there. So in here, I all see that we all would agree. Let me see. Snoop had a course of longevity, yeah. Pac was inspirational. He made you listen to what he was spitting. When Pac was talking at the awards, and Snoop was looking lonely as hell. Yeah, it's definitely a big reason for that. And we're gonna peel the top off. So all of us in here would agree that we were more or less mostly a Tupac fan. So some would like to ask the question, who do you think was the bigger star out of Tupac or Snoop? Express that in the chat. Who did you think was the bigger star out of Tupac and Snoop? Of course, Snoop would be the bigger star now. But back then, who did you think was the bigger star? Pac again. Pac again, okay. I would have to agree. He was doing everything. Yeah, movies, everything. Now, there is some selfless content that I've seen from Snoop that was pointing out that he was in favor of Pac joining them. And he also took the back seat on a couple of things so Pac could get out there. And to me, that was a real player move on his behalf. I don't know if he had to or he did it being a team player. I'm almost done with this fruit. Y'all just give me a second. I'm almost done with this fruit. I just wanted to make sure I didn't go eat no more solid food. I got some banana smoothies to make in a minute. Got a whole bunch of bananas I gotta get rid of. So I'm gonna make banana smoothies. Okay. Now that we got that fruit basket out the way, let's get down to business. So one of the conflicts I saw that's most notable to a lot of individuals is Pac and Snoop was about to get on the plane. But before they took that private plane ride,
Snoop had did an interview, and he was asked a question, and I believe the question was somewhat around the fact of, was he into it with Biggie and Diddy at the time, knowing that Pac, you know what I'm saying, had a conflict with Biggie and P. Diddy at the time, Bad Boy. So when Pac caught wind of that interview, I'm thinking Snoop probably was along the lines answering that question like, nah, that's my homeboy. I ain't got no issue with him. That was one of the last conflicts that I saw Pac and Snoop had. Pac felt like Snoop should have stayed down and rolled with him against Bad Boy, P. Diddy, and Biggie, and that whole faction over there, because he was death row. Now, us being Pac fans, I like to go to the chat again and ask any one of you for your input of, do you feel the same? Do you agree with Pac that Snoop supposed to stay down and roll with him against Bad Boy, P. Diddy, and Biggie, and that whole situation over there? Hit me up in the chat and let me know. What are your thoughts on that? Do you feel he should have stayed down with Pac and went against them, or he should have stayed neutral like he was trying to be? What do y'all think? Let me see, them strawberries with them bananas. Yep, I couldn't be kicking it with Snoop after he said that. Okay, Zay said he definitely couldn't kick it with Snoop after he said that. Let me see what Jesus say. Jesus say, I felt that Snoop and Biggie had mutual respect. Not Snoop siding with them, but Pac being upset is understandable because of the loyalty he wanted from Snoop. I understand that. And us being Pac fans, right now we're having a mature, logical conversation. This is coming from a more mature mind, because 10, 15, 20 years ago, I don't think our answers would have been so mature. I think we would have been hot-headed and going against Snoop because we favorite Pac so much. I want somebody else to give me their input before I speak mine. So do you feel that, you know what I'm saying, Snoop should have sided with Pac against Biggie, you know what I'm saying, Bad Boy, and P. Diddy, or he should have tried to keep it neutral? One more person, let me know. Put it in the chat. Tell me what you're talking about. And I'm going to tell you what I think. Let me see. I felt that it was a misunderstanding that could have been talked about between Snoop and Pac. Already. So, let's look at it like this. We all on the same label. We fuck around tight. We got collabs together. We party together. We do business together. But most of the time, at the end of the day, when all that's over, you go home to your friends, the people that's close to you, your girl, your kids, your family, your inner circle. I do the same thing. So when you're being selfless, I would have to say I understood Snoop's stance on that, because when you're being selfless, that means that you're thinking about everybody outside of yourself. So when you're ahead of something, and Snoop being this new star, you know what I'm saying, been fighting for this shit, and he finally getting some leeway. He putting his whole clique on, you know what I'm saying, he making some shit happen. He got the dog pound to look out. He got Nate Dogg now. He got everybody, you know what I'm saying, that he had affiliation with to look after. He got his girl, his new baby, his new career. He got all that to look after. Yeah, he has a mutual business standing with Pac. But they didn't come up together. You know what I'm saying? It was evident that Snoop was a Crip. You know what I'm saying? So he got his whole gang probably looking at him like, nigga, why you over there signed to a blood for one? Why you over there mixing and mingling with them bloods for another? You know what I'm saying? So Snoop had all that to deal with. And I don't know, was Pac gang affiliated? I think Pac at the time was more like a revolutionary type person who maybe was so young and had so much going on at the time that he maybe was lost at some point. Because we got to remember, all these things that this kid was doing, man, he was really a very, very young adult. If I remember correctly, he died at 25. So this young man was doing some optimal stuff at a very, very young age in a very short period of time. So mentally, he wasn't mature to really see things from a standpoint of building bridges. He was like, we the most powerful over here. Fuck that. We gonna burn this bridge. You know what I mean? So he was more sporadic. Snoop, I'm thinking Snoop was thinking from the longevity standpoint. The success and the longevity and the politics of we fought hard to get in this position, and we know if you move reckless that, you know what I'm saying, everything can come falling down. I just beat a murder case. You know what I'm saying? I was just in court about to have my whole life rocked. It would have been no more Snoop Dogg. It would have just been the legend of Snoop Dogg. It would have been a whole bunch of free my nigga Snoop, D-O-double-G. That nigga would have been in the pen for a very long time. Murder was the case that they gave me. So he beat this here, right? And most brothers, just to, let y'all know if you don't know, most brothers, when we overcome a situation that could have took us all the way under, we go to thanking our higher power. Before we even get to that point, we go to making a deal with the higher power. We go to saying things like, God, if you help me escape this one, I swear I'm gonna change my life. We go to making deals with God. I'm talking about to the utmost. God, if you help me escape this one, I know you real, and I will do a 360-degree turn, and I will be a Baptist pastor. He probably didn't go that extreme, but with the money of Suge Knight, with a bunch of prayer, he was able to escape that. You know what I mean? So here it is. He's escaped that. He's free to do his music. He's free to be Snoop D-O-double-G. You know what I mean? He's in a great position in life. But then he got this new little partner. He ain't a partner he grew up with. He ain't a partner from the same set, but they have mutual business dealing. So he considered him a friend. And I believe that they were friends to a certain extent. And that's just being mature. There's a lot of things I could not expect from my friend. And that's me being a good friend. I'm not going to expect you to jeopardize your life, your circumstances, your livelihood over something I got going on. Does that make you less of a friend? No, it just make you a friend. We're not affiliated. You don't have to do the same thing I do. Now, if it's just in you to be loyal, to jump when I jump, hey, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? But that comes few and far in between. So again, when we leave the studio, when we get off these planes, we've done our shows, we've done all our business, and you going to your circle, I'm going to my circle, we have different circles. Snoop had the dog pound, Pac had the outlaw. You see what I'm saying? So that's two different lifestyles. That's two different groups of people. And who's to say that these people mesh well? Who's to say that these people mesh well? I'll give you a for instance. Our brothers, the late great Pimp C and Trillo G Bun B. When we was on the road doing our thing, it was very evident that it was two different crews. Bun had his crew, Pimp had his crew. Who was to say that we were all supposed to mesh well? Being from the South, having respect for both brothers, it was just magical that when we all came together, it was just like one big happy family. It was differences in every way, but it was never any turmoil where UGK Posse was into it with the middle fingers or vice versa. It was never any circumstances or situations of that magnitude. It was always like our extended brothers. When we all came together, it was Rap-A-Lot, it was Bun Crew, it was Pimp Crew, it was Pimp Friends, it was Bun Friends, and they all meshed together in harmony. Now, we're talking about the West Coast, where gang banging is just a way of life. You know what I'm saying? So we can't expect that same type of activity from those individuals. So to wrap this part up, I would say on each party, Pac or Snoop, they both had the right to partake in each other's personal beefs, mess, or whatever, or they also had the right to not participate. And I think Snoop chose to stay neutral in those matters because he wanted to be around with the longevity. He wanted to build bridges. Now, everybody's entitled to their personal opinion. How they feel about that, they feel about that. But I would have to say this. If Pac and Snoop was together somewhere and some shit popped off, I'm pretty sure they both would be in the shit. I don't think one would leave the other hanging. But if we don't have no shit cranked off at this particular moment, I'm not gonna help you stir up no shit. And that's from a mature perspective. And it's a great thing that Snoop had this perspective earlier on. Because as you see, he was able to lead a lengthy career and to come back and be the owner of Death Row. I'm not saying one won and one lost. I'm just pointing out the facts. So I would have to agree that sometimes friendship needs to be defined. We need to sometime DTR, define the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Now, most players don't do that. We just assume. Most of us assume that because we are affiliated as a friend or an acquaintance, that you willing to take a case for me. Boy, we ain't never discussed it. And you ain't about to use me like that. I said something yesterday on YouTube and Instagram, and I like to reiterate it. I was thinking when I was much younger, much stupider, and much wilder, that I had way more so-called friends. Once I became a bit more mature, a bit more wise, and obtained a bit more knowledge, those friends became few and far in between. Please understand, I know hundreds of people. I know gobs of people, probably thousands. But can I say these are my friends? No, these are people I know. But when you were younger, you were more prone to making idiotic decisions. You were more accessible if they needed you to manipulate you in a way to do something stupid. If they needed to utilize you to do something stupid, you are more accessible because you think these are the things to do because you're immature. You're stupid. You don't know no better. That makes somebody want to hang around you because they thinking, who we can get to do this dumbass shit? Oh, that dumbass nigga there. So they appear to be friends when really they're just frenemies. You did? They're really friend enemy. Because a true friend won't put you in a predicament that's going to cost you your life, jail time, or any kind of struggle or strife. A real friend won't do that. A real friend will go and face adversity on his own to not drag you in it. Think about that. Sometimes you'll feel like, damn, my nigga, why you didn't tell me? I wanted to go too. See, a real friend is gonna consider not just y'all friendship and y'all relationship. He's gonna consider your nucleus. He's gonna consider what's attached to you. So if I know Jesus Trevino, Zay Sanchez have children, families, wives, responsibilities, things of this nature, I'm not gonna ask them to come partake in something that's gonna jeopardize that on my behalf. I'm pretty sure I actually could lean on you and depend on you. But on my behalf, me being a true friend, I'm not gonna put you in a predicament where you can jeopardize losing any of it. And that's what true friends do for one another. I think these guys never define their relationship. I think these guys never put in perspective of how they really was rocking. I think Pac, God rest his soul, and I don't mean no disinfect, I think Pac was somewhat lost. I think he was sporadic. And I think he was trying to do whatever it took to break through and continue living that lifestyle. And he wasn't considering, hey, everybody can rock like you rock. He wasn't considering you're not the only warrior spirit. You're not the only treacherous one. Do you want to live like a candle in the wind? Meaning, in a very short time, your light gets blown out? Or do you want that light to be like a beacon, like a lighthouse, stand tall and exposes itself far and wide for many a year? None of us can really know how long we got on this earth. But it is a possibility that you could expedite your flight off this earth by being reckless. You can't expedite your flight by being reckless. So I respect the fact one wanted to take it easy and live a long life with his career. And I also can respect the fact that one wanted to push it to the limit. We all miss Pac. But we know Pac was doing a whole bunch, man. And it caught up with him. I'm gonna go to the chat and see what y'all talking about, and we're gonna continue. Let me see. Jesus Trevino, Snoop out here dropping people elbows at the WrestleMania. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, driving spokes and bowl whips, driving a Ray Maestro to the ring. I don't even know what that is. Let me see. Yeah. We help out the ones that we're close to. Yeah, definitely. We got a few friends, but we got friends that or like extended family. Yeah, okay, boom, trio cats, exactly. I just will never put the trio cats in a position for them to jeopardize anything or cause harm to them. And that's me being a good friend to the trio cat. You know what I'm saying? So Snoop also says in another interview, he goes on to say he knew it'd be no turning back. And he was upset with Pac because Pac picked a side. I look at that a couple of ways. Because Pac and Snoop signed to Death Row, Snoop already was gang affiliated. He was already a Crip. You know what I mean? So much drama in the LBC, he was already that. Now, if Pac wasn't, you know what I'm saying, none of that, and he was just a revolutionary cat, and he was hanging with the blood, you know what I mean, a bunch. And it showed in depiction that he was trying to get away from him, but he wouldn't really let him go. So he probably felt like, damn, I'm over here. This is what we doing. I'm a loyalist. Fuck it, let's do it. Now you fucking with gang shit. Snoop felt like, come on, my nigga. You not born into this shit. You don't have to choose none of this gang shit. Why don't you stay neutral? I mean, neutral. But when I think about that, was that a possibility? How could he stay neutral? How could he stay neutral? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he was going to work at Death Row and he was excused to go home and go live his own life. And his life was Death Row. So Pac being a loyalist, he probably went on and said, fuck it. This how my nigga rocking over here, Big Suge. Big Suge making shit happen. Fuck it. I'm with it. But Snoop say he knew then that was a possible beginning of the end. Now there's some speculation from different people, such as Jada Pinkett, you know what I mean? Jada said she wanted to confront Pac she wanted to confront Snoop because she felt like he had something to do with his death. Now, I don't know how much merit that she had to stand on when speaking on that. Why would you confront Snoop? What would Snoop have to do with Pac death? I don't know. That's above my pay grade. I don't know why that would even be on her mind. I seen Snoop's stance of, man, I'm trying not to get in that shit. And I get it. I get it. Now, people would like to say, before Pac died, when him and Snoop had the conversation about him not dissing Biggie and dissing Diddy, that he was mad at him, that he ain't want to fuck with him no more. But right after that, he gets shot up. So who's to say they had a chance to mend that? But how do you mend that? You have two men with two different outlooks. You could either just agree to disagree and say, hey man, I see where you stand. I fucks with you, but I understand where you stand on this. You ain't down with the cockamamie. So I won't ask you to be a part of it. But can we still make great music and make history together? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That shit was deadly. That shit was truly deadly. But they say that Pac took that animosity and beef to his grave. we'll have to find and see if Snoop ever revealed that he was able to talk to him and get some kind of resolve before he passed. But I don't know. Have any of y'all ever seen any of that pop up in the media that they was able to kind of have a conversation and have some resolve before Pac actually passed? If you've ran across that, you know what I'm saying, put me a little something in the chat so I can find out, but I don't know. But I understand clearly, you know what I'm saying, both stances on the situation, and on some grown man time, I would have to agree with Snoop, you know what I'm saying, steer clear of that shit. Because for one, Snoop was a Crip. Again, how could he get in blood business against Crip business? It wouldn't have made no sense. Let me see. Cooler heads could have prevailed. This is Jesus. He says, cooler heads could have prevailed, and events that happened probably would have never happened. Pac would still be here. And Death Row would have had a long run, like Bad Boy did. Exactly. Zay Sanchez, Heezy. Do you think Jay Prince would have taken Pac out of prison instead of Suge, and Pac would have signed with Rap-A-Lot? Man, I think that would have been something to see. I don't know if he would have reached the same stardom coming to the South. You know what I'm saying? I don't know would he have reached the same stardom coming to the South. Now, we could look at the stars that came from Rap-A-Lot and how far they went. To me, it was almost like some kind of ceiling that they would reach. And who knows why. To me, it wasn't until Drake came that he blew past that ceiling with his Rap-A-Lot affiliation. It could have been a Pac in the South blowing past that ceiling. Most definitely it would have been. But for some reason, where he failed, meaning where he placed, that was the perfect place for him to be. That's where the industry was. That's why all the major shit was going on, you know what I'm saying? So it was the right place. Would the South have wanted him? Hell yeah, we probably would have. Pac would have been jamming like him. Pac was already jamming. But he would have had more Southern beats. But would he have became the world-renowned, loved artist that he, you know what I'm saying, left life being, still being a legend after many years of him, you know, passing away. So I don't know if that would have been a good fit. I think it would have felt good to say, you know, Pac dying here with us. I'm pretty sure I would have been able to run into him and fool with him because I'm cool with him. But I think it happened the way it was supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? He was on that West Coast, connected to all of the big moves and all that type of shit. Everything just fell in place because you had Dr. Dre, you know what I'm saying? Like a major motherfucking instrument in that movement with industry connects and just, hey man, he was in the right place. But would we have loved him to be in the South, signed to Rap-A-Lot? Hell yeah. You know what I'm talking about? What else we got? Did Snoop visit Pac when he was at the hospital? I think so. I think he did visit him when he was at the hospital because he said he visited him at the hospital, and when he saw him, he fainted. You know what I mean? He said when he saw Pac, he fainted. Now think about that. Think about that. If you got love for a nigga, yeah, when you see him, you're gonna be queasy and you're gonna feel some kind of way because this your partner laying up here fucked up like that. So Snoop saying when he saw him, he fainted. You got to take that in consideration, because if he had some kind of hidden hate and he felt some kind of way, he could have watched that man suffering and it meant him no, never mind. It wouldn't have bothered him the way it did. But he walks in and he sees his partner, man, holding on to dear life by just a little strain. That upset him. So to me, that tell me he had love for that dude, man. But could he use that love and jeopardize his whole situation, his life, his family? Nah, he chose not to do that. And from the outside looking in, it looked like he made the obvious career choice. But I don't know if he had any kind of cognitive sense to communicate with anybody while he was laying on the gurney, you know what I'm saying, with half his lung removed and all the things that they said with all the bullet holes, you know what I'm saying, in him. I don't know if he was cognitive. But let me see. Man, if Pop did go to rap a lot, we could have heard Pop with Scarface even more. Yeah, Pop would have been doing UGK music. He would have had Pimp C beats. He would have had plenty of songs with UGK. And he would have been at Mama West's house eating gumbo with us and shit. But I think he landed where he was supposed to land. Smile record was dope. You know what I'm saying? Smile record was very dope. Let me ask y'all this. This is an easy question. What's one of you, I know it's so many, but I'll ask you to pick one. What's one of your most favorite Pac songs? One of your most favorite Tupac songs? I'll tell you mine. Mine is How Many Brothers Fell Victim in the Streets. Rest in peace, young homies. They are heaven for a G. Be alive. If I told you, you know what I'm saying? We're the last ones left. Ring, ring, ring. How that bitch go? As I bail down the empty hall, breath sticking in my drawers. Ring, ring, ring. Quiet, y'all. Incoming call. You know what I'm saying? I think it's Life Goes On. I think it's Life Goes On. That's a bad motherfucker. Damn, Jesus say, I ain't mad at you. Zay Sanchez say, mine would be My Block. My Block sound like a Scarface record. Tupac got a song called My Block? I don't remember that. Yeah, mine is Life Goes On. That's one of my most favorite songs I used to have on repeat in my K-Yak. Black on black, black leather, gangster white walls, 86s, 2-chrome spoke, big ass woofers in the trunk, big ol' ass amp. I'm talking about detachable face radio, jamming like a motherfucker. How many brothers fell victim to the streets? Rest in peace, young niggas. They are heaven for a G. Be alive. If I told you that, I never thought of death. My nigga, we the last one left. As I bailed down the empty halls, bro, stinking in my drawers. Ring, ring, ring. Quiet, y'all. Incoming call. You know what I'm saying? Throw me a cigarette. Oh, time goes by. Puffing on live. Hoping that it gets me high. Got a nigga going crazy. Well, I used to jam that shit so much, man. Man, listen. I should have got my brother to come to this live. Because to be honest with you, nigga, my brother was a huge Pac fan, man. You can't. That nigga still to this day looking for Tupac to show up. That nigga looking for Tupac to show up like turn to Christ, man. Come on, man. You know what I mean? That nigga got that cross Tupac head. He got that cross on his forearm. And I think he got one more tattoo. But that's all that nigga played, man. That nigga, that was a Tupac head. One day, man, we used to live in the same yard. It was a duplex in a garage apartment. My brother lived in the back in the garage apartment. And I stayed in the front in the duplex on the right-hand side. That's when my little boy was a little baby. You know what I mean? That's when young Heezy was probably like 1. He was a little infant. And we had a 3-car garage on the goddamn garage apartment. And I used 2 of the garages for my Cadillac. And my brother used one for his truck. He had a brand new Ford Ranger truck. And he had bang in that bitch. So one day, I'm in the crib chilling, and I hear that Tupac just on repeat, humming like a motherfucker, same song over and over. And the bang ain't turned up too loud, it's just boom, 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 boom. And so I'm like, okay, my brother must be at the crib. But the shit just playing, man, for damn near an hour. Same shit. I'm like, why he got his radio on like that when he pulled up to the crib? Man, I went outside. My brother had made it safely to the crib. That nigga shit was in park. That bitch was running. The goddamn Pac was humming. And this nigga here was knocked out sleep behind the wheel. Jamming that Pac. I'm standing there looking at this nigga like, nigga, what the hell you got going on? And so finally, after I see him just really out of it, I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm the one found him, nigga. So I wake him up. I don't wake him up like, you know what I'm saying, sporadically. I nudge him a little bit. Hey, man, such and such, what's happening with you, bro? Wake up. That nigga come to, man. That nigga look at me. That nigga eyes just tripping and shit. I say, dog, what's wrong with you? That nigga said, man, I want to pee. I say, man, turn this motherfucking car off and get your goddamn ass upstairs and go lay your bitch ass down. So I raise the nigga windows up, turn his car off, get all this shit, help him upstairs and shit. He get in his crib. I lock him in the crib and go on by my business. I talk to him the next day and they like, man, I don't know, man. I popped some somas, man, and drank a motherfucking bull. Man, that shit knocked me out. But I was so glad that this nigga made it to the crib because whatever combination he had, you know what I'm saying, pills and beer or whatever, it fucked him up, man. But yeah, he was a big ass Pac fan, man. Yeah, I wanted to chop this up with y'all, but I want to get to these smoothies and shit. Do me a few floor exercises. I appreciate y'all coming through, chopping up game with me, man. It's your player partner, Heezy. We will be back doing more. We are not done. We ain't even got started on this motherfucking channel. And I always want to salute Zay Sanchez and Jesus Torino, man. Hey, and whoever else, if y'all have it, go pick up that motherfucking crumble, man. Go pick up that damn crumble, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep these young niggas in the mix. Keep them going. Let them know, hey, it's going to be a good thing. Young pimp come home, you know what I'm saying? Good music.
Keep your eyes on the road when you driving with that pack. If a nigga did something to me, I'ma get his bitch ass back. Know some niggas who work 9 to 5, know some niggas sell crack. Know some bitches who sell pussy, know some bitches who sell tracks. When I get up off them drugs, I don't really know how to act. Bitch, I feel like I'm a pimp. I'm a Don, I'm a young Mac. I might snatch a young bitch heart. I might never ever give it back. I might sell a nigga brick of tracks. Before I ever tell him that I rap. Security pat me down, I still snug my Glock in this bitch. Old lame man, nigga left his Glock in it whip. I'm searching for the syrup, man, I need some walk for me to sip. Serving rock in it bit, making lock with it wrist. Making lock with it wrist. Serving rock like on Chris. Made a twat, he a bitch, he a op. Fuck his bitch on the block. nigga might pull up and strike you some bricks of the Chevy Impala. This ain't no regular gas that you smoking, don't hit it one time, make it hard for the swallow. Roll my back with it, I mix it with crumble. Came up from nothing, so fuck being humble. Run his ass down, but not trip, but not stumble. Hand me the stick, I'ma do all the honors. I know they can't last a day in the jungle. Shots from the K to the face, put them under. Spin on your block, then we skate in the tundra. Real brick nigga like to play with the bundle. Security pat me down, I still smoke my Glock in this bitch. Whole lame man, nigga left his Glock in it whip. I'm searching for the syrup, man, I need some walk for me to sip. Serving rock in it bit, make it lock with it wrist. Make it lock with it wrist, serving rock like on Chris. Made a twat, he a bitch, he a op, fuck his bitch. On the block with them sticks, pop your top like John Wick. Let her watch, why she so thick, she a nasty, nasty bitch. And we smoking crumble with exotic, and I don't wanna fuck like she a busy body. Smoking crumble with exotic, and I don't wanna fuck like she a busy body.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. I'ma keep it moving, shaking, calm out. Don't make
Keep your eyes on the road when you driving with that back. If a nigga did something to me, I'ma get his bitch ass back. Know some niggas who work 9 to 5, know some niggas sell crack. Know some bitches who sell pussy, know some bitches who sell tracks. When I get up off them drugs, I don't really know how to act. Bitch, I feel like I'm a pimp, I'm a don, I'm a young Mac. I might snatch a young bitch heart, I might never ever give it back. I might sell a nigga brick of tracks, before I ever tell him that I rap. Security pat me down, I still smoke my Glock in this bitch. Whole lame man, nigga left his Glock in it whip. I'm searching for the syrup, man, I need some walk for me to sip. Serving rock in it.
who has on his way. You know what I'm saying? Trill Gear Diabetes. Go pick up the Trill tees right now. We still got plenty blue, plenty red, no more purple, no more black into the re-up. And when we re-up, we're not getting no more purple right now. We're doing maroon and gold. I got a special t-shirt to match that. So stay tuned, man. It's your boy, He's Elite. I might be back at y'all sometime in the morning, or I might not, man. But just know I'm staying on it, man. And you do the same. Get your paper, man, and take care of your business. It's GMB over here. It's the Trill Cast. Long Little Pimp. And Mama West. Free Young Pimp. About it.